Okay, it is 8:30. I'm gonna call this meeting of the Jefferson County Board of Supervisors for September 2nd order. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Some people, from what I hear, are a little more of a daredevil than others, but that's,
Well, the fever lost, so that annoyed me for the day.
well, yeah. I bet Barb was thrilled too.
Oh, no.
That might have been what annoyed you.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. I get it. I was yelling at the screen too. Okay, so I would entertain a motion to acknowledge the minutes of
August 25th, so moved.
Second.
discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right. One thing out of the way. Hi, Dave. What's going on in your world?
Not much. I didn't really get a hold of anybody last week because people on vacation and everything else. Short work week. And decided that I'd spend the entire week last week over CHS. For the way to talk to us. So get back on track this week and do. Without but we need to call and get a hold of. I see that you're wondering about the Knox box. We don't have anything to put in a Knox box yet
Okay,
until we end up with something. The last time that Abby had keys made for the door, copies made for the outside doors, neither one of them worked because, same old issue we got, because I was making copies and copies, so. I'll get a hold of Promar, Premar this week, and about the heat of the thing, great.
okay. Had a question, do you know, where we're at or what you're thinking or whatever on the flooring in the old assessor's office downstairs?
No, I'm trying to get, I'm talking with Richwell, and I'm trying to get him over here. So
Okay.
he can get you an estimate on that, and at the same time, give me an estimate for the second floor bathroom. Put the one on the north side.
Yeah, the one that you're familiar with. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that one, okay. Anything else for Dave? Good, thank you, sir.
I'll have some more just for you next week.
Okay, so we already can bypass the Knox box and meet with the county engineer.
Good morning, supervisors. It's Tuesday.
It is.
Good for you.
Yeah, I don't know what day of the week it is. That's,
Yeah.
hey, at my age, that's not a bad thing. Ginkgo is complete, so we have access for the residents and the truck shop on the other side, and Books can drive a fully loaded truck down that road now, should they have one that needs service, instead of having to unhook and bobtail across. Bridge guardrails should be installed this week. They are not out there yet. Got Thomas following up to get a answer on what day they will be here. Just so we know, I'll let you guys know as soon as I do. Norris is still putting rock on 146 over those patch areas. Probably be finished tomorrow. We were hoping they were on Friday. That didn't work out that way, so that kicks Paladin back till Thursday to get in. And I'll keep Cambridge posted as the week progresses. They were talking a chance of rain tomorrow, which may throw a wrench in the works, but it's kind of up in the air, but I'll let everybody know as soon as I know better. The road crews are working on patches on Juniper. And then just grading and odds and ends, trying to catch up on a bunch of our open work orders.
So who's doing the grinding and stuff in Oak Ridge?
That'll be Norris.
So
As soon as they get done on 146, they'll
start down there.
go over to Lockridge. I asked Thomas to drive by there this morning just to verify the dimensions, to make sure nothing had grown on us since I marked them out in July.
So I recommend yesterday, and there was a message on the machine, well,
Yeah, for me.
this is the address. And because I told him, I said, well, I'll drive out and look, because I said, I'm not familiar with your, what I'm looking at. So I took pictures for you, of course, you're probably familiar with it anyway. And this is the property where they live, and then they own, that's where the crossing is, and they own around in here. Anyway, or on the other side rather. Anyway, so drove down there. It looks like there was concrete down in some portions of that, or I can see in the pictures. Um, and they're concerned they can't get across it when it's wet because it's mud. That one section shows you there, but looks like we had riprap stuff at one point in time. She said it was done 4 or 5 years ago. I said, well, it'd been done before you got here.
Mm-hmm.
And the road is going down to it
Mm-hmm.
is really rutted. And that, if you're familiar with where Ron Finger lives.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that road leads to Ron's coming from the east. And I know the road coming from Ron's coming west doesn't get any better going the other direction. But one of the things that they were talking about was they had to go so many miles out of their way to be able to get down through there, up on the other, to get to their property. So I just thought, you or Jess or somebody could go out and,
Yeah, we'll take a look at it, and looks like it probably hasn't had any love for a while.
now the road up to it is fine. There's no issue there.
Yeah, it's just, but.
And I call it the Round Prairie Road, but it's, you get down Tamarack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and unfortunately with the wet summer, we've had a lot of level Bs as they approach the low water crossings here.
Yes,
Less than ideal.
so I don't know if we've got any stuff that we're trying to find a home for that we can dump down in there.
We've got a pile that we'll need to
Okay,
put something over it to make it drivable also. If you remember, it's up in the north part of the county, Orange.
Yes.
Part that we had. to
Yeah.
Provide a little love to that low water crossing because a big pothole had developed. But if people don't tell us,
right,
we aren't gonna catch everything. We're lucky if we catch 10% of it.
yes.
I would guess 90% of the spot repair type work like this that we do because of residents calling us the last time.
For 5 years late, but hey, late to never, right?
All they have to do is call and.
Right, well, the question was, actually, the initial question was, what is our policy when we take out a bridge about notifying residents? And I said, well, I'm sure the residents are notified. But I wasn't here, but I had no reason why they wouldn't be. And I said, you weren't here, so I can't answer to what the process was at that particular point in time, but generally speaking, the world knows when we take out a bridge.
Yeah, it was almost like when we were looking at Vetch.
Yeah.
You have a public hearing to
Yeah.
allow the residents to comment, you try to
Well,
notify them.
And the upgrading of Palm Boulevard, for example, went the other direction, so.
But we had a public hearing for
Right.
closing that bridge as well. So.
Yeah, I imagine they did too, but they just weren't. And there's one other property owner on that road on what would be the south side.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's, there's quite a few properties adjacent.
Yeah, their house and stuff's over here, but there's another one right in that one. Going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's another house in there.
Yeah.
Looks like a newer house, so it may have been built in a relatively recent time.
Yeah.
Anything
We'll
else
see what we
for,
can do.
whoops, anything else for Dwayne?
No.
Okay. Discuss and consider Blackberry Ridge subdivision. I guess that's a Dwayne thing too. Oh, I know.
Yes.
Kinds of goodies. All right. Lovely. No.
Is that the one over Baltimore?
I mean, well, let's have to look at it. You're much more familiar with legal descriptions than.
That's you.
Yeah, I generally don't see them after they get, I see them before they get named. Yeah, all right. Yeah, it's neat. All right.
Well, all the paperwork this year.
Yeah, this was basically it's a re-subdivision of an existing subdivision. So they're changing the lot lines to separate out a homestead from some of the ground and pasture. I believe that's, yeah.
Lee, this is Tori Witherspoon. This is.
Oh, Ike.
I didn't know it was a subdivision prior to that, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Any questions?
None.
I would entertain a motion to approve.
So
As
we're-
presented.
For no, that's percentage.
Yeah, second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye. Ice cream's on you.
There's one.
If you hadn't.
I was talking about ice cream.
There would have been
Oh.
dozens of questions I couldn't answer. So thank you for being here.
I was just
The way it goes.
Usually, yeah.
Finders fee.
Yeah.
You need more than one.
Yes, please.
Yeah, fine.
Sheila, come on down.
Did you sign one? Did I sign that one?
Yeah, you signed one. I'm looking for the other one.
Okay, I've got it right here.
All right, that's good. Do it.
See the hidden wasn't. Never gonna try.
That was there.
Supposed to be here. Abby uses this stuff over and over. It gets unsticky after a while.
I was saying money.
Budget. Yeah, there you go. There's a budget.
I should look around.
Just look at it.
You give me some comments as well.
Sure. Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Whoops. Mount 89. 9. All right.
Thank you, sir.
There is some land east of Osage. You've got a picture in your packet, and I'm gonna let Dwayne kind of explain what we're looking at there. I've not had many conversations with Sheila over it. So Dwayne, I'm gonna let you.
All right, I'm looking over Susie's shoulder from a distance here. The first parcel that you see there, the hatched area, was land that the IDOT purchased for right of way for construction of the interchange there at Osage and then the 34 bypass. So that was extra land that they did not need. So when construction was done, the Iowa Department of Transportation, who had title to that land, did a quick claim to Jefferson County. So that is actual county property. That is not a right of way. We have a road in there, so if anything is done to it, we need to maintain
This is
100-foot right of way through there because that was a federal aid project and we have to maintain the slopes. Okay.
I'm about the little piece there that she's talking about.
So this, I would call it kind of the southeasterly portion of that is part of a grass pasture. That runs, it provides access to the two farmsteads on the original alignment of Osage. But yes, I would call it this little trapezoidal area on the southeast corner is land that we really have no use.
You know, Dwayne, at one point, Dee and Darren and I went out there because this was 4 years ago and looked at maybe use a ride and share, just like we have west of town. So other than that, it's just south there. It needs a use.
So I don't know as it's as much land as these folks need, but it gets them started. And then there's a portion south of that the county has an easement on that approximately an acre, say an acre and a half, that the county wouldn't need as easement. So between the two parcels combined, they'd have a little over 2 acres, 2.5 acres, depending on how the final alignment would end up with what the easements are, and then the easement that they would have to provide for access to the properties to the west, east. I think these folks would be interested in bidding should the county choose to divest themselves of that property. You know, Elizabeth isn't here. But I don't think you can do a straight sale without having an open bid.
Right.
A public hearing and open it up for bids, but these folks would be interested bidders should the Board of Supervisors choose to do something different with that.
So my question is, and I've talked to, like I say, at length, so anything I'm saying here is not something she hasn't already heard. So, I'm assuming that there's a couple of ways that we can approach this, but if you look on your plat there, you see that?
You're talking this little piece right
Yeah,
here.
that I've outlined in black.
Yeah.
Right now, that's what she's talking about, but
Okay.
if you look at your plat, you'll see that up there at the airport area, it's 3.57 acres in total. Now it's not all one piece of ground, it's kind of a jigsaw puzzle. But my question would be more to Dwayne, and
Do you have it?
Oh, I got all this stuff.
Yeah, you don't have a picture of it?
Yeah, that.
yeah, so,
This is mine.
That I don't.
I'm blind, so I believe.
I've got everything.
okay. So my question would be, if we were to section off that triangular piece, then there would have to be a survey and legal description before you could put it up for COV. So somebody has to pay for that. So my question would be, Wayne, we already have a legal description of that 3.57 acres. And would it make more sense just to put up that entire piece? And can we do that?
Well, you can, but you would still have to have a survey to determine where the right of way runs through it,
Okay,
it's going to amount to the same thing.
well, so
Pretty much, if you guys can look at this. This west line
yeah,
is the west right of way line for Osage. This little leg coming up here on the east side of that parallel, that would have to be the east right of way line. So pretty much what you would be doing is extending this right of way line down through. You know, so whether you split that up into two parcels, the county keeps one, you put the other one up for sale, or you make it one parcel and the county has their right of way easement through it. It's 6 1 half dozen of the other because it's the same two chunks of ground.
but if we, and I'm just asking this now, so, but even if we have to survey either way, if we just divest ourselves of the whole thing other than the normal right of way that counties attached the areas, the property, then we're done with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we still have a section out there.
Well, yeah, but it's county right.
Okay.
So
So
In practice, it's the same thing,
Okay.
whether we, as county right of way, it's pretty much ours to maintain
Right, okay.
and take care
So
of.
that little triangular piece amounts to about 8/10 of an acre. But my question to the board would be, if you have a desire, and I don't know, it says on here, discuss and consider, okay? If you had a desire to move forward, and I'm not opposed to getting rid of the ground, don't misunderstand. But I'm not sure the county should invest any money in that direction. But that's up to the board. In other words, I think, this, and that's what I talked to you about was, she's kind of rolling the dice there if she was to pay for the survey. And then somebody else was to have the higher bid, because it would have to be a sealed bid. Go ahead.
So I guess my question was, you guys use Prince Redeker, right?
Well, that's one we've used, yeah.
So could it be that the land is surveyed and the bid is put out, that whoever purchases gets the bid, pays for the survey?
Well, I mean, certainly that is a question. I don't know if you would have,
Well, because it's not like you're gonna put it out and no one's gonna bid on it, we're bidding on it, so we'll definitely pay the survey.
well, and this is what I'm asking the board. How do you, if you want to proceed, how do you want to proceed?
That's my thoughts, that if we're going to sell it, we have to have the legal description. And then whoever puts the highest bid in also pays for the survey. That will be added on to the bid, just like you mentioned. I think that's probably the only fair way to do it.
To me, I would like to see the county pay for the survey and the bidder reimburses. Because what if Mrs. Plumbing you pay for the survey and you get in a car accident after you own it?
Right, so you're agreeing with Joe.
I don't,
Yes.
seriously?
Oh,
Just one,
Okay.
before we get too deep on that,
Susan.
Well, thank you.
I need to review Iowa code. Because I think if you sell it as one lot, if you just sell that lot with the right of way easement, I believe Iowa code leaves it up to the county engineer to determine where the easement is. So if we sell it saying that there is a 150 foot easement through that property on parallel to the west property line, or based on the center line of current Osage Avenue, we may be able to sell that without having to have a survey.
When we know that for sure.
I should be able to know that before lunch today. I just need to go back through and do some reading. So it's not something that comes up much.
Can you say that again? So want to make sure, so.
So right
Osage is-
now you've got
Yeah,
this is assuming this is the center line of Osage Road. Right now, there is a 242.78 foot
Yeah,
north
yeah.
boundary line on
of the
that.
ditches on both sides.
And that would be the right of way line that we would be required to maintain so that we could assure the federal government, should they ever come in and do an audit, that we have maintained those slopes as originally designed.
So that wouldn't get into this area here.
No, that would be, you
Just the
extend this
two-
line, and then it really depends where the slopes are, because we could, without seeing it off the top of my head, it's possible that we could neck this down to be a thinner right of way line. But there's that other page. I see, so on our easement, it's only well, it's 386 feet there, but that goes all the way over to the old Osage. So we'd have to go out in the field and kind of lay out where the slopes are, what our minimum needs for right of way are. But we can do that, I think, without needing to incur the expense of a survey.
And we can vacate our easement, right?
Over on the,
Yeah,
on that east side, east property line.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that pretty much at any time.
You'd have to allow access, like I told you, we can't landlock any property.
Right.
Yeah, so
They
there,
own this land and then they own this land, but there wouldn't be any reason they couldn't come into that land from
Yeah.
there.
yeah, so
I mean,
again, on this print, it shows a line where the existing driveway, it's a county road right now, and the county maintains it, but they would have to maintain, you know, a 30-foot access easement for the adjoining properties to the northeast and southeast from that.
No.
yeah, and there isn't any
I know.
east.
Well, my client's just
I
don't-
think it's just an old barn.
Yeah, but it's a,
Yeah, yeah,
it's a
yeah.
separate parcel, so it has to have access.
Not anymore.
Even though it has the same owner, because it's a separate lot that could be sold at some point in the future, access has to be.
Is it,
maintained.
is it an option to, that there's going to be different than be clear back here?
Yeah, you know, this
They
little
could go
curve
here.
right,
Go
it
spin
could, yeah, you could,
That's why.
actually, you could redo this and just have it come in at a right angle. So,
into this
yeah.
property.
yeah,
So then this would be half
I
theirs,
mean, they've done a real good job. cleaning it up.
right?
yes, you could do that.
Yeah.
You would still have to, you know,
We'd have to vacate this though, right? Or are we,
well, you wouldn't have to, but
well,
it would benefit both adjoining property owners, and that's something you guys would have to
That'd be a separate
determine with
deal.
the public hearing. Yeah.
Okay,
But would that be surveyed
should be.
when it was surveyed originally? I mean, like when you do the survey.
Yeah.
well,
So this,
like he said, if I didn't correct me if I'm wrong, Wayne, but the point is that would be a separate action because what we would be saying is that we're gonna vacate that, so half of it goes to this piece, half of it goes to this piece, and it happens to be owned by two different people.
right,
So the person on either side has to say, yeah, I want it or no, I don't.
Yeah.
Because if the person on one side does and the other doesn't, then you would offer it all to one person. So that would have to be a separate action, and then, like he indicated, that does require a public hearing. So that's not action. We,
That's separate than the sale of this.
Right.
I got you.
Correct. Okay, so this would still exist until after we went through those, jumped through those.
After we
hoops. Does
could purchase this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that make sense? So,
actually it does, like,
Okay.
good job.
wonderful.
Well, I've talked to him a million times. He's probably so tired of me.
No, so the question then is also, and I'm asking, yes, you got a question?
No, she's telling me to shut up.
So the other thing is that if we do the whole thing, you know, it's like you hit the whole thing, then the variance issue doesn't come into play. Because it's a 3.57 acre parcel. If we split it off and do the little triangle piece like you see in the picture, then we have to discuss and consider a variance.
Yeah, because it's 0.8. So.
Yeah, as it's less than an acre.
Sure.
Okay, and I'm not saying we can't grant the variance, I'm just saying there's another action that would have to be taken in that regard. So what is the board's pleasure?
The easiest way to do it.
So do we start with the process that Dwayne said, you know, I gotta look at this and I'll look at that and see, and then. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but did I understand you say that we wouldn't necessarily then have to have a survey?
correct.
So it all hinge on
What,
finding out if it has to be then you can come back and decide that,
Right.
which is, he said he'd
Now, we
know by
still have
noon.
to put it out for sealed bid.
Yeah, so by noon, he'll know.
Yeah.
And then could we still make a motion to do that based on his,
Yeah, so in other words, so we would so everybody understands that we are indeed interested in disposing of this parcel
That's correct.
and take the steps to make that happen.
Disposing of or transferring to citizens will pay taxes on that
Well,
property.
that too. Then we would have to determine, is there a minimum, was it like 10 days?
You're looking at the wrong guy.
Is
Is Elizabeth back there? Oh, there's an
I
attorney.
think you can set it up now.
I don't know the.
You don't have that at your fingertips?
No, I don't memorize that. I can look it up. though.
Okay. Just real quickly, I have to put the brakes on this. Don't go, stay here. But we do have to go to number 8. We have a public hearing scheduled for 9 AM. And the law requires that we do that. So it's the second public hearing for discussion of revision to County Ordinance Chapter 6-50 to bring language and practice into agreement with the Iowa Department of Transportation guidance. I would accept a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so is there any public comment on bringing language and practice into agreement with the Iowa Department of Transportation guidance? Hearing no comment. I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we can set date and time for third public hearing. We can waive the third public hearing and discuss and consider the revision to the county ordinance. What's the board's pleasure?
I move to waive the third public hearing, such with no comments.
I second that.
We have a motion and a second to waive the third public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like, same sign. Discuss and consider revision to County Ordinance Chapter 6-50 to bring language and practice into agreement with the Iowa Department of Transportation guidance.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there nothing to sign?
Back page.
Page.
That's correct.
Oh, yep.
There are too many papers out, Lee.
Oh, you're not wrong. Oh, I gotta get to number 8. That's.
It'll be a test later.
I am not gonna cast stones at anybody for having too many papers scattered out.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Okay, back up to number 3. So,
3?
yeah, talking to Sheila.
Oh, okay.
And this is really for
Okay, I crossed this out again. So,
Rough Life Ranch, not for me.
Okay,
I don't know if we need to put that in papers. or-
well, we don't have to do, well,
Here.
it's actually,
Thank you.
it's pretty generic. We would just be selling
Okay.
the parcel. So I would ask the board if we want to direct the engineer to jump through his initial hoops. And we could put this back on next Monday's agenda, right? We're meeting on the 8th, so and at that point, we'll have to establish procedure, process, length of time. Generally speaking, I think we run at 10 days. It's usually date and time stamped in the auditor's office when you bring it. We'll have to run an ad. Which that'll give, and we'll have to decide whether or not we want to do 3.5 7, 3.57. We want to parcel off the triangle that we want to do. You know, at that point in time. And, you know, go from there.
So it all depends on his findings. correct?
yeah,
Well, yeah, in part, but Jerry, you got anything you want to add?
I did talk to, is it Blau? And Sheila?
Sheila, Lummy.
Diploma.
Yep.
Sure. We did have a conversation about the proposal. I didn't hear back from Sheila about water consumption.
Did or did not?
You did not get back in touch with me about it. And since that time that we did have that discussion, I have reached out to the DNR. I have a name and that you need to contact for the right and correct permitting for your solid waste. I guess I would have a concern that if we're down here less than an acre, Sheila proposed a 6,000 square foot building with parking. We're talking quite a bit of space there used up already for just building parking lot area.
Well, 4,800, right? 60 by 80 is the building. 4,800, right? Yeah. Well, I did talk to the DNR and they said, they do not care what I'm doing as long as my septic isn't larger than 1,500 gallons.
Okay, so that person was who?
I talked to 3 people there, actually. Who did you tell me about?
I think Washington.
Yeah, that's who I called, is Washington.
Okay, yeah, they probably would not have any jurisdiction over our county ordinances, nor this state issue, the doggy daycare thing.
Yeah, so what I spoke to them about was that all of the poop and pee will be cleaned up and thrown in the garbage. That will not go down the drain. Now, this is mimicking sort of another, there's an Ashley's grooming room that's in Wayland, out in the boondocks outside town. And they have the same, about the same amount of dogs that we will have, could have at capacity. And so we talked to them about how big their septic was. What do they do? What have they done? And so we went with their septic, which was, 2 filters and then 3 cleanouts. And he said he's not having a bit of problem. He's been 6 years, I think he said.
We can discuss that all at a more appropriate time.
Oh, that's right, I'm
Solid
sorry.
waste, but we're talking about 2 different things here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you'd have to go through, and again, District 6, the DNR would not be permitting this thing. It would be out of the Des Moines office, and I
Oh.
don't have the name of the person that you need to contact, but you would
Absolutely,
want to work through all that so you understand that obligation there.
absolutely.
And then
Okay.
we would be probably again looking at this constrained spot that we're going to put this in, whether or not there's enough of area to build a 48 by 60 now. So what you're thinking for building size,
But 60 by 80 is the building.
60 by 80, okay,
4,800 square feet, 1/10 of an acre,
sure.
a little over. And
So I mean, we probably need you to reach out to those people again, so you know what that permitting and all that is. Do we have rural water on that area, or is there gonna be a well needed to be permitted?
It's rural waters there. And it's Access Energy Electric.
How that's better for you.
So if you'd like to reach out to me again, we could supply that name and
Absolutely.
email. You could start working with those people on this permit process. Because again, I wouldn't have jurisdiction over it either because it's a commercial business out in our county.
So
I'm sorry.
I won't work with you. I'll work out of Des Moines.
Well, you'll work through my department here in the county,
Okay.
but the permitting all goes through the state
Okay.
organization. And then it filters out to me after they decided and determined what needs to be designed and used.
Okay.
All right, so just so I'm clear, because I don't want any confusion on this because that's an expensive process. So are you saying you don't handle the septic system?
I'm telling you that there's 2 different aspects of it. It's the animal waste.
I get that. A simple question. Do you
Okay.
handle the septic system?
For the building,
Yes,
yes,
okay.
but I don't handle the state permit. Okay,
Okay.
that would be probably including the septic permit with that. I don't believe there's 2 different things to be
So
honest.
why, so look, my question is, you let me finish, because you're jumping ahead of me here.
Sure.
I don't want her to have to pay for 2 different permits. So I'm asking you, do you handle the septic system? That would include the permitting. Because if you're not allowed to permit it, then she shouldn't pay $500 to you.
Okay.
right?
We haven't even discussed permit fee yet with the county. So.
You're not listening to me.
I'm trying to listen to you, Leah. I'm telling you, at this time, it looks like it to me is it's a state permit. Okay, so
Okay.
would we be involved? I would be involved just in seeing it go through. Does she fill out a county permit? No. If the state's permitting it, no, I would not be charging a
Okay.
$500 fee.
So you're the professional. Why aren't you making the call?
Because this is a commercial building out in your county that I've already contacted the DNR about it, and they told me that they would be permitting this facility.
And what I'm asking is can you help her through that process?
Yeah, I've only heard from her once. I told her to get back with me, so I didn't go any further with it at that point. So, yes, we'll be there with the door open, ready to help whatever we can do.
So- And you know who to contact, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem with that. Yes, so like I said, I've reached out to them already about
Because
it.
you were already saying that she talked to 3 state people and you're saying, well, those aren't the state people that would have.
I
any
asked her to get
process.
back in touch with me.
Well,
I
my-
understand that.
I think this is, I think we've figured this
No,
out.
I know,
You go on.
Susie, but the point is that this is a confusing process. It's confusing to me. And what I'm saying is that you're asking her to do what she has to do, and I get that, and I agree with that. Well, my question is that I know how frustrated I would get if I'm jumping through all these hoops and I'm talking to these folks over here and they're telling me this is what I have to do. And then I'm getting an entirely different conversation on this side of the equation. I just want everybody to be on the same page, because if we're not on the same page, it costs money.
Sure.
And this is an expensive enough process as it is without exacerbating the problem.
Yeah, it probably would have been a lot less confusing if she would have contacted me back after it asked her.
Well,
Before or after she talked to all these people.
I talked to the plumber. You remember you told me, call your plumber. What does he think? What should he said, what should he think you should put in?
No, we talked about your installer. You said you had an installer.
Well, yeah, the septic
Same
guy.
thing.
What did he think I should put in? And so I talked to him. And then I talked to Lee, and then Lee told me to call Washington. So I have the notes, not with me. But my plumber, the guy that was gonna do the septic, I thought he told me he was gonna call you. So Snyder Plumbing did not call you?
No, I haven't heard anything from him. You
Okay,
were
well, I
working on
apologize
this
for
since
that.
this discussion started with the lot out there, proposed location.
And you had indicated to me, which is why I directed her to Washington, was that she was gonna have to have a DNR permit for solid waste. And I suggested that she get those ducks in a row before she moved forward to see what she would have to do, because there was no point in jumping through all those extra hoops if it wasn't something that she could do. This is why I'm suggesting that both you and you get with him and get all those Ts crossed and those Is dotted before we move forward. In the meantime, Dwayne can do his thing, and maybe we'll have those answers by Monday. As far as if she's got. I mean, I don't want to see her going out and buying permits, but what she would have to do in terms of that piece of ground out there, because I don't want to see us jump through a bunch of hoops to sell off a piece of ground if it turns out.
And maybe probably instead of directing her to the DNR at the District 6, maybe the direction should have came towards me, so then I could have went ahead and followed up and sent her towards the right office in Des Moines. So
Which
that
maybe is what you should have done when you talked to her the first time.
I didn't have that information. That was all new to me when she called me and brought it to my attention.
All right, so
I'll talk to you.
Yeah. Just call the office. We'll set up some sort of time, or maybe it'd be simple as I can email you the contact information, so I saved it.
Can I ask Sheila a question?
you sure can.
First, I'm glad you're doing this. My big question is, we hardly have any facilities in this town to, let's say we pick up a dog. Are you gonna have space somewhere we might be able to board a dog that's possible? This is just doggy daycare. You aren't letting people come in with maybe a,
Unfortunately, due to all of the vaccines and conditions you have to meet to the state and federal regulations. You cannot just have,
Yeah.
you know, a stray come in. It would have to be a totally different.
I just wanted to say that,
How about a cat? No.
Of course.
you know,
Get rid of a
we might
cat.
not have shots for these guys, but maybe if you have a cage big enough, would work out.
Well, I figured the dog.
No, I think it's a good
Connie Boyer had already reached out to her and said, do you have a place where you could?
Yeah, I know, I talked to her.
And so, yeah, we wish we could help that out, but we gotta get this going first and maybe
Yeah,
we
yeah.
get a little more.
There would be a
land.
need for it, you know,
Yeah.
there would be.
We do need it so bad,
Oh, yeah.
so bad.
So I would like to add in one thing. There was talk about living quarters inside the building. So if there is case that there's living quarters inside the building, that would be a residential septic permit needed to be issued for that part. They would not, them two waste streams would not be considered the same waste stream. So just so you're perfectly clear on what I would be permitting would be the residential septic system that would be needed for the apartment. And then the state would be permitting the permit for the waste, animal waste.
So that, okay.
Yeah.
It's,
So if you have a commercial business and you have a restroom that a customer can come in and use, are you going to permit that? Does that fall under your jurisdiction?
Yeah, in county, yes, we.
Okay, let me finish. So then if she has an apartment and you're using the same septic system, right? So it's one permit, not two, right? And so you keep talking about the solid waste, so I want to make sure that she's clear on this, that we're clear on this. You're talking about the DNR having to permit, she has to have a permit potentially from the DNR for the solid waste.
Animal waste, yes.
Animal waste,
Yeah.
right. So then you are responsible for the septic system. Because the solid waste isn't going into the septic system.
I would be responsible for the residential solid waste, the apartment.
But not the restroom that the customer uses.
I would have to get some clarification of how the DNR wants to break that in up. If that would be a separate, I don't think that would be a separate permit. That would go in with the animal permit, waste disposal permits.
Well, you certainly wouldn't have to have two separate septic systems. So if you're permitted one septic system, both restrooms would go into the same system.
Yeah, if that's the design that they would allow, yeah. Because again, that would have to maximize from going from a one-bedroom apartment system that they proposed to a multi.
You just need to sit down and see if you can.
Absolutely, thank you.
I think there's a lot of
Is it that-
speculation going on.
Well,
Nobody knows.
I don't know if it's that unclear that there would be, again, this apartment would be private septic disposal system. They would have a commercial disposal system for the other waste. Okay, that's two different permits probably, is what I see it as.
So why couldn't it all go into one?
It didn't sound like to me as the DNR would allow that to go. That'd be like having a milk dairy and you're just taking yours, bypass through Material Joe and putting it in with the cow manure. I know they don't allow that.
Well, I still agree, there's a lot of speculation here. You don't know for sure what's taking place. So
Or, well, I mean, it's pretty clear to me again that there's a private wet system that needs to be put in. And then there'd be a commercial unit system need to be put in. That's it. It's just me.
Sheila, either way, that's a hell of a building. 60 by 80.
Yeah.
If you get the contract, or if you win the bid, are you gonna try to have that done before the snow flies?
Well, it depends on if my contractor can do it, but
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, when we get. the-
Yeah, I would hate to have to see you wait till spring to.
What she's not
Your
telling
daughter
me
needs
is
something to
it's
do.
80 feet up, 60.
It's 60 by 80,
Yeah,
but by the time you do the 10-foot runs on both sides.
Right.
And
And then
10-foot clean out area and the play area,
uh-huh.
so you're going out 100, so fencing will be 100 wide with the building inside
Uh-huh.
and 120 deep.
Oh, my.
So I have it all laid out like this. And it all fits for,
Yeah.
and I talked to the plumber or the guy that's gonna put in the septic and he's got plenty of room. As long as this is a good space, we'll have to talk to Jerry
Yeah.
and then we'll talk to the people in the state and see what they have to say.
Well, thank you for considering this because we should be about economic development.
I agree.
So I would also
Thank you.
suggest that your installer, when you meet with Jerry and your installer,
Okay,
just the more people you have.
yeah, no, I appreciate it.
The more people you have, the more opinions you'll have. And that's good job.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the guy from Stockton.
I appreciate the fact you're still here, Dwayne. So we're gonna have him check on the property, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we probably need a motion to move forward under the discuss and consider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did.
We're in the discussion part now,
Okay,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Yeah. You
Or
were
am I,
just-
am I,
you
am
were
I
just busy
am I
talking.
misremembering or just wishful thinking?
Move forward with
He did.
tracking things.
I think you did. I thought I seconded it.
That's what I
It's either that
thought.
or we're maybe on a different level.
I'll take your word for it. But
Do it again, Ms. Davis. Cause I didn't write that down.
Okay, I move that Wayne move forward with what he need, whatever he's supposed to do.
I will do my research
All right.
to find out if we can do what I told you I thought we might be able to do.
And Susan-
And then I will get back to you.
I second that again.
Okay. There will be no further discussion. All those in
Oh,
favor say
thank you.
aye. All right, so, and would you write down to discuss and consider for next week?
I don't really need to talk
On
about
next week's agenda.
Okay.
So if in the meantime, you can just go through those
Yeah.
and have more information, and then he should have
I
information
think
in regards to what we,
The way-
what process we need here. And-
Oh, that's right.
Really?
Really? I have to be in August.
Quick.
Right. Have to hustle.
I know.
Installer, looking at my process, we can fish.
Okay.
All right,
Pretty sure I can be like.
No way.
Draw.
all right,
That's,
so it's on for next week's agenda. We'll see if.
Which is the 8th of September.
Right,
Okay, let's be clear.
Thank you very much for your time.
yep, well, thank you, appreciate it.
thank you.
Date and time for public hearing to vacate or change service level was B to C on Quince Avenue, Pleasant Plain Road, 2.6 miles north, 159 Boulevard.
Come on up. Tell them what you got going on.
So landowners,
DNR.
landowners are just wanting to close that road at some of those points. I talked with Dwayne and he said that means there's different parcels on there. We will not be able to completely vacate that road. Is that right?
Yeah, it's this chunk of Quince south from Pleasant Plain Road. Down to the short of, I guess it's Schillerstrom's residence.
Mhm.
There's, I don't remember how many different parcels, but there's a couple of landowners down here that the parcels would be landlocked if you vacated the right of way. So I suggested that a level C road would be the easiest option for all involved, so that there wouldn't be any chance of that becoming, having an easement dispute, for access. That way it would be gated, all the adjacent landowners would have keys to it.
Are we gonna be responsible for any maintenance on it?
Oh, just like we are for all level Cs, about once a year, we'll go in and blade them usually it's at the landowner's request. A lot of times we don't hear from landowners for a couple of years and they'll ask us and we'll come in and we'll blade them to get rid of the ruts and stuff.
There's no bridges or anything.
There's a low water stream crossing there and he had indicated that they were looking at building a pond. And if that's the case, we might be able to leverage that project into having the road bed as the dam and kind of depends what the plan ends up, but
Get some sick.
we could get some sick money out of possibly
Improve
to
that
help
section,
them.
yeah.
Improve, you know.
Because that area though, it kind of turns down in the bottom and that's the worst part of it.
That low water crossing just south of Quince, right?
Yeah, just south of Pleasant.
It's our Pleasant Plain area.
Yeah, you can see it from Pleasant Plain Road. It's honestly, it's a very good location to have a
Yeah,
pond. It's
yeah.
fairly steep.
I went through
Going
there
down
a couple
both sides
months
of it.
ago, just curiosity.
They've been going through there for 50 years.
So then you want
Well,
a
then
key,
we
I
ought to close
suppose.
it.
Huh?
She probably wants a key then.
We asked Joe to talk to you.
Oh.
So we would gate it then.
Yeah, if, the options are either do a vacation,
Wouldn't it?
Right.
but because of the layout of the parcels,
Stuff like that.
Mhm.
it would possibly landlock people. So a level C provides pretty much the same effect. But it still
Curious.
guarantees
Stop it.
maintained access for all adjacent property owners.
So here's what I would say, so just so you're aware of the process. We will. I'm fairly confident that the board will use 3 public hearings. We don't have to, but we gated a road for the issue over here. We gated a road several years ago. And we did our due diligence, had a public hearing, and nobody showed up. We gated the road and they came out of the woodwork. And the part of the reason for that was because they didn't see it in the paper. Well, we have, no disrespect, we have less media publicized now because our paper's only 2 days a week, or, yeah. So, I personally don't have any issues with it, but we would go through, I would recommend we go through 3 public
Yeah,
hearings.
yeah, I agree with that.
So it's gonna take, you're probably gonna be in to November before it's actually.
Since you like to knock on the door, he's about to contact.
If you don't start,
Yeah.
you gotta start
That's all.
sometime.
I won't do
So
that.
Christie, first public hearing could be
Sorry.
16.
September 22nd. Okay, so we'll have our first public hearing September 22nd at 9 AM.
Okay.
And I think it's 4:20, is it 4:20?
Yes.
Okay, so, and then we'll just follow through from there. And, my recommendation to the board will be to do 3 public hearings.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, once we gate it, it takes an act of Congress to take it away. We don't have near the jurisdiction taking it away as we do once we gate it.
Yep.
And then, landowners would have a key, emergency folks would have access, that sort of thing. Okay, so we'll set the first public hearing. Motion to set the first
Move
public hearing.
to set the public hearing September 22nd at 9 AM.
Second.
Discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So that will be my process.
Perfect.
Okay? Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any of the landowners you can get to attend the public hearing would be a benefit.
Consider maintaining 45-mile-an-hour speed limit on Pleasant Plain Road through September.
That would be here.
You've been buzzing up and down there again.
22nd.
Are we on?
22nd. 22nd. Yep.
No, not really.
Thank you, guys.
Trevor.
Trevor, nice seeing you.
Yep, good seeing you too.
Consider maintaining 45-mile speed limit on Pleasant Plain Road through September. Motion,
So moved.
Second.
discussion, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Josh,
Finally.
Good morning.
you've exceeded your time. so-
Okay. I'll see you next week.
All right.
So it was a good way to start the week. All right, so for August, we had 159 calls, 30 of which were transfers from JCHC. We've been utilized a little bit more by Atumwa. I think we've taken 2 trips for them, 3 trips for them in the past couple of weeks.
How does that pay?
So one of them, the hospital, I have an agreement, they're gonna pay 100%. Because they, I say they were scraping the bottom of the barrel. Nobody else would take the trip because of the type of insurance the patient had.
Okay.
So we got an agreement, they're gonna pay, set amount.
Okay.
So, and then we took one Saturday or Sunday, that we'll be able to charge to Jefferson or to, Wapello County Jail, because it was an inmate that got injured.
Okay.
So that'll pay 100% as well. But otherwise, I mean, we try to be selective and ask the questions about, their insurance and that kind of stuff. And we can opt not to take those that aren't going to pay well. So, but yeah, our process there, if anybody else calls us for trips, then we call JCHC first, make sure they don't have anything pending, and then we'll agree to take it if it's going to be worth it. Collections for August, still have money coming in, but so far we've collected 61,922. Staffing, we still need 1 full-time medic at least, but I've got 2 new hires, an EMT and a paramedic they're through orientation already, and then another EMT that's still working through orientation. So still looking for medics, but we'll get there. There's been a discussion about us taking over the road between us and the bank, Washington State Bank. I don't know if that is to be discussed further or not. I think we're waiting on them to.
No, we're moving forward.
Okay,
He fully in agreement with the extra that we mapped out.
Okay,
When we got to
yep.
looking at the property lines. I sent the information, Jason did he called it a markup plat for Washington State Bank and gave a semi-legal description, which I sent over to the county attorney's office. And a kind of a plat. There was no way he was gonna get to it last week. He said maybe this week he could get the survey done. So he's working on it. Washington State Bank once it's surveyed on whatever, we'll deed it over and we'll have to, cover all of that. He is interested, speaking of which, I'm gonna go over and say something to Mark again, because it is the first of the month, but he's very interested in doing some business with us, with the county and our as CDs, that sort of thing. And Mark did say he had a CD that was maturing. And this month, actually, I think, and so I was just gonna go remind him to give Mike a call at Washington State Bank. I assume he'll match anything we're getting, but he would be, that was his only, and it wasn't a requirement, it was his only request was, hey, can we do business with you? And so,
seems like a no-brainer.
and I printed this off. I thought I'd give you copies of what we're talking about. So, if you guys want to look at that, just really nothing better, but
Cost of it, any cost? Any
Cost.
cost?
to that, not
Yeah.
yet, no.
The survey.
So when we get it
Yeah.
surveyed, there'll be a cost.
What about the land?
No,
Okay, just for the record.
Yeah.
So they've
Moving on.
agreed to go out to the street and
yes,
south to.
I sent
what we
him 2
discussed.
images and asked him which one he would prefer, and he said to me, it doesn't matter.
What do you mean down to the street?
So
There's a picture, well, Joe showed us a picture.
First, we was gonna cut it off here and he was gonna keep that. And it was gonna get cut off here and he was gonna keep that. But now they decided to do the whole thing.
Really? So we'd have potentially ambulances exiting there?
No,
No,
that's
okay,
not.
that's-
open.
Okay,
No,
I'll make
but
sure about that.
show her the picture. Joe.
I can see.
I'm sorry, right there.
But if you see the street, there, I call it the street, but section there from the Walmart parking lot,
Correct.
okay, it's all busted up too, and
It
so.
is.
I guess if I turn it over, I'd
That will
understand.
cost a chunk of change to do that.
Well, well, he's left, but Dwayne indicated that the crews could do it,
Okay.
so.
And I don't have an intent to fix that whole section. So I mean, and again, this ongoing discussion, but I don't think we need to pave this or resurface this. I
So you're
just,
talking dig that up?
we can
plant
put grass
grass.
there for whatever, but I just, this
You've got a
part,
dumpster up there.
well, but that dumpster can stay
It
in the
has
corner.
wheels, Joe.
Yeah, I know, but you can bring it down closer.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. So we don't need to do this, but this part here is really tore up, and that's what prompted this whole conversation.
Mhm.
Because there's a potential there that's
And
gonna,
if you see where the yellow lines,
Yeah,
and that section is chewed up pretty good. Now, the other section going west from that yellow line, we have an easement there.
yeah, yeah.
But the bank actually, you can see from their property line, the bank actually owns the section going to the east. And so we'll get that. Blue line represents their property line. And so like I showed you earlier, we weren't going all the way out to the street or all the way out to the other section.
yeah, the initial line was like just coming up to here.
Yeah.
So when he talks about going all the way to the street, we're going all the way to Burlington.
And I asked Mike via the pictures,
That's not the same one.
yeah, which he preferred, and he said it did not matter to him.
I'll surely square it up. I assume.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it in the other,
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not
Yeah.
equal.
yeah, well, that's just because the
Could eliminate and see.
the computers, where I was drawing the lines.
Oh, you
computer
do?
was-
Oh, okay,
yeah.
never mind.
Eh. I like to mow, it's fine.
Yeah. Another 2 minutes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I had that back to Lee, 'cause that's how you sold it.
Well, and Elizabeth indicated that, because I said something about a purchase agreement or a transfer agreement was
Mhm.
stretched. And she said we needed some form of legal description.
Sure.
Which I get. But Jason's, when I talked to Jason at Hall at French Reinecker about surveying, and he said, well, we can do this markup thing and he said, like I said, he said, I can't get to it this week. I said, no, I said, all I'm hoping is that we can get it done so that I can get this work done this fall. And he goes, oh, he said, not a problem. So
Mhm.
he'll get to us whenever at that point. I'm sorry. go ahead.
No, you're good. So other than that, still waiting on 51 to get back. They thought it was gonna be done last week. So I'm gonna reach out to Max again today and see kind of the status on that. Hopefully it's back this week. We have some football games coming up that they want us to attend, so hopefully we have all 3 rigs, we can do that.
He didn't indicate any hiccups or anything.
No,
Okay.
no, last time I talked to him, he thought it would be done end of last week, but
What's the estimate on fixing that?
7,500?
I don't recall, actually. I don't remember.
One reason I.
Did we look for bids? Did we check bids?
Yes,
or-
no, yeah, he got bids. But the reason that I remember the number was because ICAP adjuster wanted to know what we paid for the ambulance. You remember we're having that conversation?
Correct.
And finally got the information from the hospital. And then he said, okay, go. Don't ask me why. Because, and the reason because I made the comment, I think, to Darcy, because she was the one trying to get the information from the hospital.
Yeah,
We had a $250,000 ambulance and you're belly aching over $7,500.
right.
So that's why I,
Yeah,
But yeah, we did get
Remember
bids.
that.
I had
okay.
several people come in, or it went a couple places to have them look at it, and then
This was the lowest bid?
yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
and the insurance is. So the one thing I don't know is, because I asked And the only thing I don't know is if we're getting it striped or if we'll have to have it striped after the fact. I don't know.
Yeah, and I didn't
So,
ask him when he started at work, so. Other than that, the training program. Corresponding with the coordinator who does all the training programs, she thinks now it'll probably be January before we can start.
but she does have a potential start date.
Well, just going off of her schedule and her ability to review our packet, she, as of Saturday, she said probably look at a January start. So
26.
I'm not super thrilled about it. I was hoping to start way sooner, but
Yeah.
Did she seem venomous about it or?
no, I mean, other than me just harassing, like,
Yeah,
hey, can we do this? When can we do this? Yeah, so
okay.
hopefully it'll be sooner, but at this point, that's probably a realistic goal.
Well, but at the goal that she set,
Well, yeah,
that's, at least you've got a target value.
Yeah. yep. But other than that, that's all I've got for now.
Wanted to bring the board in here, you got Joss's email, I assume,
Yeah,
about the,
correct.
so I would like to talk to the board about having a conversation, taking the bull by the horns. Obviously, Josh would be part of the conversation, but set up a time for us, not necessarily outside influences, except maybe the attorney's office, to have a conversation. What do you think?
Probably should.
I'm assuming you would like that sooner than later.
Well, I mean, they've, since that last meeting that we had here, they wanted that information regarding transfers. It took a little bit longer than I had hoped, but
Right.
to get details it needed to. But yeah, I would prefer that sooner than later.
So what's you guys' schedules look like?
I don't have any time this week. Friday morning, I've got something on.
I've got doctor's appointment Wednesday morning, but certainly could do it Wednesday afternoon. So any
That
day for you, Susie? I know you've got something coming up on the 15th, I think.
Yeah,
Wednesday afternoon, good.
Wednesday's good. Wednesday afternoon's good.
All right.
Okay, so 1 o'clock.
Tomorrow or next week?
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Sooner the better.
Okay.
So 1 o'clock?
If
Okay.
they're, I guess that would depend on their availability. You want them involved?
No,
Oh,
no.
not, okay. Okay, I
This
got
is
you.
just a discussion.
us, okay.
internally.
Ed, would you or somebody from attorney's office be available?
I'm sure someone will be, yes.
Okay. At work,
Oh, yeah.
1 o'clock?
Tomorrow one?
Dee's bringing, or Louis bringing lunch.
What are you doing tomorrow, AJ, at 1 o'clock?
Oh,
Somebody's got to bring lunch. Congratulations, I appreciate you, thank you.
Tell me you saw
I'm
that
busy.
coming, right?
Susie wants sweet and saucy. I'll take Pizza Hut. Or do you want?
Well, Lee and I'd rather have Hardee's in Mount Pleasant if you just bring it over here.
Oh,
I do love Hardee's.
You're gonna have to get started early if you gotta go get pizza and sweets.
oh,
Where else did you go and have so much fun? Don't answer that?
Literally
He has a-
anywhere.
he has a list.
Literally anywhere.
Okay. Anything else for Josh? Oh,
Your thing is 1 tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Anything else for Josh? Okay,
Cool. Peace out.
discuss and consider email.
thanks, John.
Domain/server for environmental health. Come on down.
Thanks, Josh.
Yep.
Yeah, it's incorrectly.
1 o'clock.
So I didn't go to the office yet.
Yes, that's fine.
Oh, I'm trying to make myself remember.
So what's up,
I
Jerry?
did.
Well, we've been out trying to find out some information about the current situation with the provider and the domain. And it's Chris Estel notified me back in February that she didn't want to take care of my IT services, which after visiting with Lee, he kind of explained how the departments here in this courthouse, some of them just pay an hourly rate. And then like the attorney's office, they pay for what they call the service, golden service, which is a certain rate. I was hoping PCS, Jerry Dentist, would get back to me. He was actually going to talk to Tara, the billing girl, so we understood how public health had been paying for it. So being that Chris does not want to pay for it any longer, it was my responsibility to pay for it, which I was thinking that would have been either the $100 a month you'd be paying for just updates, and you'd be paying for antivirus. Each one of those are about $15 a month, and then at $130 charge. But that's not the case. So I'm a little bit fuzzy here about how. First of all, I talked to the chairperson of the Board of Health. She was unclear how the computer came in existence, and then how the service got paid for while Russ was here. Mr. Dennis told me that he was on the impression that once Russ took over, that the county supplied the computer for him. They were going to put it in their own server and their own domain. They never did that. So now it's the cost of the department to do it now, which is not just paying a monthly fee to have that service. It's setting up a new email, new server, new domain.
Jerry, what would all that cost?
Well, that's what I was hoping that I have to go back and get the numbers of.
I mean,
Jerry did not have really a number. He needed to sit down with the gentleman by the name of Matt that builds stuff out
his cost.
and how to set that up.
Well,
So I guess,
that's we're getting the cart before the horse. I think we need to find out what it's costing right at this moment. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking if we stayed where we are, it would be cheaper than go through all this
Exactly right.
stuff. And I'm not real sure, can a department head actually say, I'm not gonna do this anymore?
Not without our permission. because
That's
we're
right,
funded.
that's right.
So that's why I asked the question the way I asked it, that not
Yeah.
on you, but
Yeah.
I did not realize exactly that that's where you were going, but,
I didn't give you a roadmap.
well, thank you. And I never been.
she gave you a roadmap
I-
of level
I've
C
never
with
been good to jump.
a gate in front of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it makes no sense to me to jump through all those hoops.
Well, to me, we're wasting money if we,
Yes.
I mean, we're real good at wasting money, but maybe we should not be.
Well, and that's actually what Mr. Dennison said, is that until we kind of solve it, well, and maybe there was an issue with the former sanitarian, the county employee, not being on the server
He
using,
had his own email. That's
correct,
the way I understood it.
for all this time. So PCS didn't even know that environmental health existed.
Sure, and I get that.
So his concern is, again, like you said, we all need to know the numbers. I don't know if you guys happen to get that. I dropped off. I did get approved for Iowa grants to pay for another computer.
I got that over there, yeah.
So that's where this kind of conversation came into play. I got talking to him, hey, I can go ahead with this. Find me that computer. Let's get it set up. And he's like, oh, wait a minute. Whoa, wait. Where are you at again? And whose department are you in? And so then he went back, and Chris had also emailed their accounting person in February and told them that she was going to discontinue it in June.
Who's the county person? PCS?
Yeah, her name is Tara. And Tara is supposed to, again, she's the one that's going to have to pull the numbers together, what you guys have been paying for the service. And
So this, okay, I'm you're getting too deep in the weeds for me at this point. You gotta back up so I understand. So you don't have service?
No, right now I'm just running. It's still tied to them. But if to change it, then that's where it all.
Because you said she was gonna end it in June, but
Right.
she didn't.
Yeah, it didn't end. I still got email.
Okay, let's stop there for a second. Okay, so she's using what we're paying for.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. I would say that's right.
We pay for the cloud, we pay for the Office 365, we pay for the domain, we pay for the server.
So therefore we should,
Now, I'm not saying
Savings.
that it isn't, I'm not saying it isn't ferreted out, if you will, into her budget. But because I remember when I made a mistake one time, just once. Write that down.
write that down, Chris.
You're on recording.
When I said,
Breaking news.
yeah, what is this $650 for? And somebody said something about the cloud. I said, well, we don't need the damn cloud. Take the 650, we're not paying it. Man, oh man. Okay, and I heard from that foreign country as well. Yeah. So my point is that unless I am mistaken, they're in our system. Now, I'm not saying we don't charge her for it through her budget, don't misunderstand.
Yeah, you have to be, somehow, somebody's appropriating that.
But I don't think, I'm with Susie here, I'm not sure that she has the jurisdiction to say, because if that's the case, we'll just take all of her out of the system. And she can go fund her own. Maybe she already does and I'm not aware of it, but if she does, that doesn't make a lot of sense either. Because this stuff confuses me,
I just think it's simply,
is it?
they've been doing it. So all of a sudden, somebody decides we're not gonna do it.
Right. And the long and short of it is, regardless of who it's paid to, we're technically submitting money to the budget to do that.
How much it costs? How much money does that cost
Well,
to
that's.
do that?
Well, like I said, most of your departments are only paying like this minimal $20 to $30 a month for the antivirus and the updates.
Right.
Now, the county's attorney's office and maybe public health, they pay for this golden service because of the information that they're storing. Maybe it's a little more important that they have.
I'm sure with the HIPAA stuff and then with the legal stuff, yeah.
Right. So and again, I'm trying to sort that out. Again, if this would have been next week, I might have had some more numbers for us to figure out, okay, this is what we've been paying for the last 3 years. This is what it's gonna take. Because again, Jerry's concern again was my computer's not even, again, you'll excuse my ignorance. It's not out in there or out there. They don't even know it exists, but it's been running on public health server. And if they don't want to provide it out of their department, that means my department has to pick it up.
So he's actually saying they've got a separate server.
They would have to have if they wanted to split. I think that's what you're saying.
They would, again, I'm a little fuzzy on, they have a separate system than everybody else has, other than the county attorney's office has the same system that the public health is operating under. And not junctionally together, separate systems that are like one another. Where you guys all here in the courthouse just pay the hourly fee and you pay this $30 a month for the antivirus and the updates.
So they've got, all right, so we're talking about two different things here. So what we're talking about is they've got a maintenance plan. They've got they pay for them to come in. They pay
Yeah.
annual subscription for them to come in and do all their service work.
Right, yeah.
Okay, and she doesn't want you on that service plan.
Yeah, that's the way I take it. She just said that I'm not gonna further fund your IT service, so I'm assuming that that's what she meant, that it was gonna come off of her plan. And that I would have to pay for my own, which would be no big deal if it was just a little monthly $30 a month, but no, if I come off of her plan, it's a whole another server domain. And here's the big thing that's really got me hiccuping is I have to get a different email. Which again, it's taken long, practically this long to be able to rattle off my
So What
email.
I think we need to do is, things stay as they are now. And I can get a hold of Jerry, or one of us can get a hold of Jerry and invite him to next week's meeting.
Yeah, that's what he actually would like to do. And I think in the meantime, I'll find out some more information and kind of get it to you guys. So you guys don't just have to all suddenly look at it all right, all suddenly when Jerry's here. We are gonna have a public health meeting on the 9th or the 11th of September, so.
Well, and my issue is, as far as service goes on your computer, I don't necessarily feel like we should be paying for service on your computer. So if your computer goes, and you need somebody to come in and look at it, just like we do, we pay an hourly rate. That's
Yeah.
how
Oh,
we
yeah.
do it, okay?
Yeah,
So as far as this golden plan, I get that. I understand not being under that plan. But the domain and the server and the email address, and frankly, even the golden plan, we're paying for it in some form or another, I would guess.
you'd have to be, yeah.
I just think it's not good business. It's not frugal. We're wasting money if
Right.
we let
Yeah.
that switch.
Now, I understand, they've got,
You know,
on our sheriff's department, for example, they have 24-hour service.
Yeah.
So, and those are unique circumstances, like.
And we're connected back and forth through the county attorney's office.
Right.
And with the court system, and it's all,
So I understand all that. But, so one of us will get a hold of Jerry and invite him to next Monday's meeting. So, I want to discuss and consider.
Did we, let me reach out to him first so I can get these numbers and then I'll let him know that you are gonna, Christie, if that's okay, that you're gonna reach
Well,
out
if
to
you're
him.
gonna reach out to him, just tell him that we're gonna put him on Monday's agenda.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Is there any way that you guys would want to just come to the, Board of Health meeting on the 11th? Because then we could all have the discussion going forward.
No, I'd rather have it here.
yeah,
Okay.
because the
But it wasn't the Board of Health that decided to do this. It was our public health.
Yeah, well, that,
A little
see,
different.
the computer came out of I
Uh-huh.
believe just out of your guys' funding is what you told me, out of some sort of CARES funding. I was,
Yeah.
that was public health funding. But then somehow again, it just got married because it was in the environmental health / public health part of it. And that's why I'm sure that you just like, oh yeah, just hook it to that domain. You know, and
well,
that's
and the $64 question is, if you drop a computer out of the golden parachute, so to speak, how much does it change the cost of the golden parachute?
yeah.
Well,
And,
it doesn't change it much.
and see that, and again, it is, we would have probably never had this discussion if I didn't want this extra computer in the office
No,
to have
and
that
that's
extra.
perfect. So,
Right.
and I'm,
It shouldn't cost any more because we're down employees over there.
Yeah.
Well, those computers.
so we're just, yeah, you talk to Jerry, tell him that we put him on Monday's agenda. We'll have a conversation,
Yeah.
whatever information you come up with, and we'll go from there.
Yes, okay.
But I
Great,
think
great.
the
can
status,
emulate
at this point, I think the status quo has to remain the same until we have a better handle on.
Yeah, and that's what he preferred because again,
Yes.
yeah, I think again, he was thinking of the cost,
Yeah.
he's providing you guys a service and he
No,
knows that the
he
county.
does a great job.
He does a real good job.
Yeah, if you're gonna talk to him, just let him know that he's on Monday's agenda.
Okay,
All
great,
right,
great.
perfect. Discuss and consider authorizing signature for secondary manufacturers national opioid settlement. Suzie.
What?
Well, I don't know, it said opioid settlement, so I figured this was your cabinet finish.
Just
Okay,
evidently, it's as simple as they want to know who's going to do the authorizing signature.
well, why wouldn't that be you?
Oh, it could be, yeah.
Who has been?
Me.
Duh.
You just want to put something on the agenda.
No, I didn't put that on there.
Oh,
I didn't either.
I think it's a waste of time. Of course,
So who put him on there? Christie, do you know?
I don't know.
Well, okay.
I wonder if
Was
that's.
I think Harvey did.
Harvey?
You know, the White Rabbit.
Oh,
What is that?
well, she might have.
Who's that?
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth might have, yeah.
Anyway, I make a motion that we authorize Susie's signature for secondary manufacturers national opioid settlement. That way, if there's something wrong there, she goes to jail.
Lee,
Well, not
Lee,
me.
no, Lee, could we change that to Susie/Elizabeth?
Oh, okay. Now, maybe that's true. Maybe it was, yeah, that's perfect.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
So either one.
Okay.
Okay.
So more than likely, you can't second that, can you?
Why not?
well,
I'll second it. Now yell me.
not much.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, number 5, hey, we're gaining. Discuss and consider reappointing Mickey Kerr to Historical Preservation Society.
Craig, Fulton had talked to Mickey, who is not opposed to being reappointed.
Well, then I would make a motion to do so.
Second.
Discussion?
Nope.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All right.
Now we're gonna speed up a little bit.
Discuss and consider abatement of property taxes on Fairfield Street. I know Shannon talked about this. And ask her to come in if you have any questions. It's $106.
Isn't this something we did last year?
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering why we don't do it every
Yeah, I see
year.
that.
No.
Maybe because
We need
it's,
to get an auto.
We did a stamp.
they used to make those, by the way.
I think we did something like this last year, and
Yeah.
when I had talked to Shannon, there was not an issue. If you want to get her, that's just fine.
No, I just, I don't know if you had any questions, so I would make a motion to abate the taxes, be south quarter, it looks like. Is it in the amount of $106?
You put that in the form of a
I
motion,
did, yes.
then I'll second it.
Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay. Number 6, discuss and consider abatement of property. No, we just did that.
We
Number
can do it
7,
again if you
discuss and
want.
consider refunding property taxes erroneously assessed on a building on leased land. Number 7.
So what happened with if you lease land, it's still the owner of the land's responsibility to pay the taxes.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what's going on here?
I don't know on this one. Is Mark up there? Mark,
He's
are you available? Must have put it to sleep.
Would you give this to Christie? They're not in order, she'll have to do it.
You put them on the inside of your folder, that's why you keep it. Oh, you're still in training, aren't you?
I am. I'm gonna.
Well-
bring the test driver.
I don't know. It says, for taxes assessed on parcels. Oh, what happened to Mark? I see his name up there.
So has somebody paid the taxes on this?
Yeah, because we're issuing a refund
If
for
we're,
Mr.
but
Carter.
let's say we refund Mr. Carter, what about the person that owns the land? Did they?
Yeah,
pay for
because it
this?
says, well, this goes clear back, says amount of $358 for 2023 and $154.86 for 2024.
I guess my question is, who should be paying this?
That's why. Did Shannon, if she brought?
Here, hang on.
Okay.
I was gonna run over. Okay.
Go ahead, if you want.
He might be on the phone.
Let's see who gets there first.
Huh?
He said, give me a minute.
Oh, hang on a second, Joe, he said, give him a minute.
All right, good enough.
Do we have Shannon come in or wait a minute?
So in the meantime,
Sit down, Joe.
hi,
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. Guess what? It's tax season.
oh, is it?
No, that's right, yeah.
Hey, you sent him out.
That is true. I'd like to send the post office a bill. As a caveat, since we're being recorded, I would like to let people know that I'm not going to send out secondhand. I won't send out the bills again because that costs too much in postage.
Oh,
Just in case anybody wants to call and yell at me because they didn't get their bill, I'm not the mailman, so sorry. What can I do for you guys?
So just, Suzie, well, all of us had questions here on this refund warrant to Mr. Carter for taxes erroneously assessed on leased land, I guess, in the amount of $358 for 2023 and $154.86 for 2024.
That's a Steve Wemme question.
Okay, all right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah. And tell him I'm sorry for driving that bus right over him, but yeah, that's not mine.
Okay,
I'll just write the check.
okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Was this ever in litigation, or challenged through the assessment fee? Or-
I don't know.
I don't know.
Good question,
One's a mystery. I'm still getting.
Can you hear me?
Feed on that.
So am I.
I got you on
So am I.
speaker. You're in our board meeting. Just so you know.
Good thing I answered that like I did.
Well, yes, there is law enforcement here and we have our attorney present.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Where's that's the law enforcement up there?
well, AJ's assuming the role of law enforcement. Question.
I'll take it.
We have it on our agenda to discuss and consider refunding property taxes erroneously assessed on building on leased land in the amount of, for Mr. Carter, in the amount of $358 for 2023 and $154.86 for 2024. Can you enlighten us on this circumstance?
Nope, I don't know anything about it. What's the parcel? Do you know a parcel number or an address?
Yeah, well, I don't have an address, I got a parcel number,
Go ahead.
0716 100 901.
You guys waiting on me?
No,
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had to get away from my desk.
oh, you're good.
Oh, I show that it should have been dead after 2022. So there was an assessment or taxes went out now?
Well, it's on our agenda and Mark indicated he didn't know anything about it.
I don't either.
And it says, taxes assessed erroneously on that parcel that I gave you in the amount of $358 for 2023 and $154.86 for 2024.
That could be, that would be correct, because I show that it went dead after 2022.
Okay,
But I guess I don't know anything, I haven't had anybody talk to me about it, I guess, that there was taxes that went out on it.
I got adjusting certificate.
Does the auditor know anything?
well, they're talking here right now, so Christie's here and Shannon's here.
Or put it on the agenda, or?
Yeah.
Hillary gave me adjusting certificates for both of those years.
He's, the auditor's office said that Hillary gave, the auditor's office adjusting certificates for both those years.
Okay, so there must have been an error then that needed corrected, so I would say that's probably correct.
Okay. And, so then this, I don't want to say, so that you used the term dead, so that it's it's not being assessed anymore, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. Can you do that to my property?
Well, no, because here's the tax differently.
Oh,
You're not dead.
I'm not dead. Okay, I get it. All right. Thank you, kind sir.
You got that, Frank?
Yeah, bye-bye. So apparently it was
Well written.
assessed and, excuse me, Hillary caught it and issued a, what do you call that, an
Adjustment certificate.
adjustment certificate.
Mhm.
And he said, Steve said, the property went dead in 2022. So there wasn't any taxes to pay, but the person was charged.
So,
Did they
This is-
pay them then? And
Yes,
so somebody finally caught it and they won't reimburse, is
Yeah.
that correct?
yeah.
Simple as that.
okay.
So then Hillary will do her thing, I suppose, with Mark, so that Mark will
Yeah.
issue the
Yes.
check. So I would make a motion to approve the refund on parcel 0716100901 in the amount of $358 for 2023 and $154.86 for 2024.
Second,
Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
I,
All right. My goodness gracious, committee reports. We have really flown through today. It was never this slow except Susie. She creates all kinds of problems.
you know my stickers are, I put them in the folder.
Oh, yeah,
tab.
Christie
can
will give you a
reuse
gold
it.
star.
I want 2 gold stars.
Okay, Christie, give him 3. It's because he's whining.
Well, do I get four then? Because I gave you mine first.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
There's always somebody.
Yes, you're up, Joe.
Oh, you're waiting on me? Ah.
It's been a while.
Actually, I didn't have much of anything last week because I was down at Mount Pleasant most of the week.
Oh,
So, old Thrashers, you gotta have that once a year.
yeah, yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I seen some
You like-
other
if you
county
like-
employees.
Lots of people,
Yeah,
big crowds.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Can't find a place to sit at Hardee's.
lots of pollution.
Yeah.
So, the ongoing workforce reorganization is continuing. It's at the process where the group we have now, Southeast Iowa, is going to merge with the Mississippi Valley. And we're figuring out who wants to be in what positions, in other words, of authority. So I'm hoping I get to have some authority somewhere.
Well, there you go. Well, you got signature rights.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
national, federal.
That's for opioid, this is
Oh, okay.
workforce.
Jim Maston Barnes.
Yeah. We had met on Monday night and Lee, or excuse me, Joe didn't go, just for the record. We did the continued talk of the barn project. Sometime in October, the Iowa Barn Foundation is coming down to look at the barns around the county. If you know of any barns that are kind of cool, call Tony Weber, say something to me, I don't care. But it's gonna be a big deal because we'll select these barns, or we won't, they will. They then take pictures, get a little information. So next year, of course, we looked at the website and it was supposed to be a spring barn tour, so they're gonna do it in June. Not sure they know when the seasons are, but
Well, they're farmers.
I just thought it'd be better in the spring,
It's still spring till June 21st, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's one in every crowd.
If you want the details, I have them.
Yes.
So from June 27th to the 28th of next year, our spring will feature 10 to 15 barns in the Fairfield area of Jefferson County, with Madison Barn serving as a Saturday lunch host site, with more details coming in March of 2026.
News media gonna be on the tour?
No idea.
Well, I already volunteered you the other night, so. Well,
Congratulations.
just for the record, June 27th is summer. 22nd is spring, 27th is summer.
And that'll be a
That's
Saturday.
information after the fact.
Well,
So that'll be a
but
Saturday,
stay tuned, it'll probably change.
Yeah.
right? Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, and it's gonna be a pretty big deal because it's gonna encompass Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
right now, Iowa Barn Foundation has some big tour around the state.
I think we
actually.
ought to do it on a hayride. Tour on,
That'd be fitting.
yeah, horse and buggy.
You know, it would be fitting, but it'd take days.
From out my
And we
way,
probably
it's
couldn't
like
go down a dirt
house.
road that was gated, so you know,
That's true, good point, yeah. Anything else?
what could go wrong?
Oh.
What could go wrong?
I tell you on the 29th.
I know, we'd have to have a lawyer on each wagon.
Well, yeah, and I'll put it on the agenda if the three of us were
Have
together.
everyone sign releases.
Yeah, so I really have to do.
Do a fire drill.
Exactly, so. I did,
You didn't attend any meetings.
no, I did, but I was waiting to make sure you were finished.
I am finished until I remember something else. Go ahead.
Okay. So first off, just so everybody knows, we got reimbursed for the cost of the repair of the south door. I did get, so I'll just do this in conjunction with the 1015. I had 1015 transit meeting and, pretty straightforward. We had a question regarding our handicap / disabled bus passes. We have banks that dispense them to their customers, and we just left it the way that it is. It was too much of a hassle to try and change something that really wasn't affecting us all that much financially one way or the other. We spent through July. So starting July 1st, so for the month of July, we spent $11,765 on veterans transportation. I reached out to Lane Eads Farm Bureau, and he directed me to the, I guess I call it the state office or whatever. I'm not sure how you look at that, but to fill out an application. So I did fill out an application and did send that in. You know, and it wouldn't let me put in there, because it asks on one section, how much money do you want? And I just wanted to put in, you know, whatever you deem. They wouldn't let me do that. They wanted a specific dollar amount. So I put $10,000.
It's a nice figure.
Yeah, you know, and we'll see if anything comes of it. So I had a Ready Loan Board meeting, which is an extension of our Area 15 regional planning. The main reason for the agenda was that John Revelinsky and Donald Revelinsky are increasing their expanding their business out at 1820 Jasmine Avenue. And they asked us for a $250,000 loan. They also are working with Washington State Bank, potentially 4 new full-time employees, average wage around $20 an hour. So we granted the loan predicated upon, there's certain requirements that they have to have in place before the loan will actually be funded, but we'll take a first on the equipment that they're purchasing. They have put up personal property, towards this, I assume also towards anything that they would get from Washington State Bank, but, and our interest rate is extremely low, so, it's 4%. I don't know that you can get it much cheaper anywhere, so. And that's what we do, it's federal money that's provided and we're required to loan it out. If we set on it and don't loan it out, then they take it back, so. We've been successful in some areas and we've been not so successful in some areas, as is the case with businesses, but. So. I believe that's all I've got. Public comments?
I do, Lee.
Hello, yes, sir.
So just so you don't have to come over here and I don't have to be reminded. I will get in touch with Washington State Bank to give
Oh,
you guys an
perfect.
idea of what my protocol is. About every
Right.
6 months, usually September and March, when we get the big influx of our revenue, I will reach out to the banks and see if they have anything going on, any kind of specials or something that can make our money work for us a little bit more. One of the big things that sway me is how committed to the community somebody is. So that's one of the big questions that I ask is, what do you do to be a part of our community?
Right.
That'll be one of the questions that I asked him. I know a couple of the employees there, so I don't anticipate that's a big deal, but just wanted to let you guys know that's kind of how I handle it.
Well, yeah, they got Spencer working for them, so don't hold that against them, though.
I'll try not to.
Okay. I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you.
You bet.
Any other public comments? Hearing none. Motion to allow claims and approved reports?
Have
In
you
the
seen
amount
it
of-
yet?
No.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah, but you can tell me what the amount is.
Oh,
Well, you'll have to read it now.
yeah, I'd have to put my glasses on.
Boy, I tell you, we are a efficient bunch, you know?
Yes.
Motion to allow claims and reports in the amount of $249,516.26. Do I have a second?
Second, oh. Susie seconded.
Just said it first.
Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, yeah.
So moved. Second.
Discussion?
That was painful.
Discussion?
No.
No, okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.